Here's an interesting book, Nothing Personal by Richard Avedon and James Baldwin. This is the paperback edition. It says in the beginning, it's kind of interesting actually, 20 years ago, James Baldwin and Richard Avedon were classmates in a Bronx, New York high school where they co-edited the literary magazine. Now once again they make common cause. This time with success heralding their joint voices as they cry out in anger and frustration against an America of, quote, unspeakable loneliness, against a, quote, death of the heart, which has replaced the, quote again, miracle of love. And then underneath it says, Dell Books is proud to present this inexpensive edition of the $12.95 hardcover edition of Nothing Personal. So, this is the book. It's not my copy. These soft cover versions, I think, can be found on eBay rather easily. I borrowed this. And it really is, well, you'll see what it is. This was published in 1964. So it starts out with images taken at the Marriage Bureau in New York City. Sort of typical Avedon if you want. The captions are always given later to just tell you who the people are. And then there's text by Baldwin. And more images. There's Billy Graham. So it really is Avedon's view of America in the 1950s, early 1960s. Here's a congressman, and then boom, you get this Allen Ginsberg, and on the other side you have George Lincoln Rockwell, commander of the American Nazi Party. Killer Joe dance teacher. So you get from here something like that, and then this, and then you get some text. This is Joe Lewis's fist. George Wallace, governor of Alabama. You know the story. Bam, bam. Dwight Eisenhower, former President of the United States. Malcolm X, brother Malcolm X. That's what the caption says. This is William Casby, born in slavery. A composer and a playwright. Arthur Miller. Dorothy Parker, Marilyn Monroe. Note how, you can read this spread, you can spend minutes, maybe even more than just a few minutes on the spread, but notice how Avedon resisted the temptation to make this a big picture. And Linus Pauling. Crazy eyes. Just the eyes in this picture, amazing. Bertrand Russell, philosopher. The pilot at Hiroshima. Right after Bertrand Russell, a noted pacifist. And you get some more text. And then you get photographs, patients in a mental institution. So remember, this is how this went. You have people marrying, all of them very white. You got the Everly brothers, somewhere in between. It gets more and more intense, right? And it ends, it's coming from something like this, and this, something like that. And a little more text. But finally, at the end, there's a little hope. But that little hope might lie in the next generation, I suppose. That's the final image. The book was designed by Marvin Israel. So there's Avedon's and Baldwin's Nothing Personal. I can't help but wonder what Avedon and Baldwin would have made out of our times we live in right now.